Hey everybody, Nick Tenbrook here again with producer Val Garay, record producer extraordinaire, who's going to tell us about his experience working with the band Orleans.
Okay, so that kind of came about because the first Andrew Gold record I did, and the reason Andrew Gold was on Asylum is Chuck Plotkin at the time, who went on to the production of Bruce Springsteen's famous career. He was the head of A&R at Asylum, Electra Asylum Records. And he had seen what Andrew had done with Linda in terms of production and guitars and singing and everything.
Right.
And Andrew could sing really well. He was a great singer and a great songwriter. So Chuck signed him to Electra Asylum and asked me if I would do this first record with him and Andrew. So I did. We went in, we cut an album. It was the first album of Andrew Gold's called Andrew Gold. It didn't have a hit on it. Great songs. But then immediately after that bombed, Peter Asher decided to produce him, and we did What's Wrong with This Picture, and we had cut an old, can't think of the English band, but we cut a cover of an old English pop band from the 60s, and that was kind of going to be the single, and then Andrew wrote this song Lonely Boy, which was kind of like a documentary of his life, because everything he talks about in the song, born in the summer of
Right.
59.
It's just autobiographical.
Yeah, it was very autobiographical. It talks about his sister, his mother and father, and it was called Lonely Boy, and it was a big hit. And so, because of that, Chuck Plotkin came back to me 6 months or so later, because he was producing this band's second album, Orleans. He'd done their first album that had a hit on it, kind of a mid-chart hit called Dance With Me, that John and his wife wrote. John was the songwriter, and he'd written another song that Chuck thought was a hit, so Chuck asked me if I would come in and mix it. And so I came in after he'd cut the whole album and mixed Still the One, which was the #1 record, and great song, and John and Joanna Hall also wrote that. They were the writers in that band,
Right.
John and his wife.
Okay.
So that was a huge hit, and I mixed that.
Right,
at the
but
Sound Factory.
so you didn't record it though?
No.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
So it wasn't your usual guys. That wasn't.
Well, it was all the guys
band. They
that I.
played
It was all the guys that I. The people that recorded, or the people that played on it.
people that played on it.
People that played on it was the band. They were a good
Yeah.
band. It was Jerry Murata, and they had 2 drummers, and the singer was he good?
Yeah.
And John Hall, he was a good singer and guitar player, but he was the songwriter.
Right.
He wrote the hits.
Yeah.
So I came in and mixed that, and it became a huge hit. It was also the sports lead-in for NBC for a couple of years too.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, everybody knows it too.
Yeah.
Still. Right.
One of the, I was on a streak at that point. I think I had just had about 6 #1 records in a row.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. See you next time. Thanks,
Okay.
Val.